outside of Chicago, or even some in Chicago. My whole life, I grew up there. Our family has a business, and so my career revolves around making the end customer happy, and inventing things. And so I've got other inventions. I've got patents on other inventions. And so it's just kind of in my DNA to build, for people to use and be happy. So this last holiday season, we were coming out of COVID, and I think everyone was stuck in their house, and NFTs were a big thing. I think maybe the Apes board, Ape Yacht Club, and all that. I didn't follow it really, but it was coming in the news. And so when that came in the news, I was looking for how to get it. And I couldn't find it. No, much less could I find how to give someone else it for something like the upcoming Christmas or whatnot season. And so I was at my parents' house playing Xbox. I had just joined SafeMoon. I have been a part of the SafeMoon community maybe a year, maybe a little less than a year. But I was big in their Discord and interacting, and it all just kind of came together. I want to gift crypto, don't know how. And if I'm going to have to build it, at least something I understand, because I'm a novice at this point. And so I came up with Cryft. Cryft is cryptocurrency gift. And so it's really that moment, probably about almost a year ago, that I came up with the idea. And that was definitely the eureka moment. And I'm learning, every day is kind of a eureka moment. I did not come into this thinking we would have the impact I now think we will. This development, this method that we have patent pending, is so unique, never before done, so simple. It kind of boggles my mind it hasn't been done. But it's not only it's packaged and sold as a gift, how to gift crypto, but it's much more. It's essentially offline, peer-to-peer transfer of blockchain collectibles. And so you can get your code, you can have a code. You don't have to know where the code's going, who it's going to, the receiver's wallet address, their name. You don't have to know anything. As long as you can give that code away, you have your crypto. And so it's a eureka moment even today. And so I keep learning more and more, and I'm sure Wizard feels the same. We all are seeing more and more of what this actually means. It's not just gifting. It's revolutionary.
It's certainly fascinating. I've been looking through your website, and one of the things I certainly found intriguing was the fact that you do have a physical gift card, as well as obviously the digital, which you would expect, of course, but to have a physical gift card that's going to have cryptocurrency actually on there, or presumably it's the code that's on there, is it? But just the whole concept of having effectively a piece of plastic that you can give as a gift, and that can start somebody off on crypto investing. I actually find that absolutely fascinating.
It is. It's so simple. It's such a simple idea. There's many other versions and ways people are gifting crypto. People will put tokens in NFTs, send them. People can get the tokens out of the NFT, but nobody is putting a code on a card they can give someone physically or digitally. No one is doing that, and it's very cool. I can't wait to see what comes this holiday season. this season coming up is really what is going to show our colors. Everything we spent in the past 6-8 months building is going to come to life in the next few months here, and it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I can see, because this will be your first Christmas, really, won't it? This one, so you've not got any previous sort of knowledge of what's going to happen because it's the first time around. So that in itself makes it quite a exciting and interesting period. And I presume, obviously, you'll be doing marketing very much focused around the festive season to push these forward. Particularly, I can see the attraction, particularly of the physical card, because I know from my own experience of trying to talk to friends about crypto who are in that majority mindset that crypto is a bit of a sort of a cloak and dagger sort of thing. It's very complex. They're not really sure about it. I recall helping a friend of mine get into crypto back in the spring this year, and it was a very difficult, long, drawn out process. And the fact that you could just actually give them a plastic card to get them started, I just think this Christmas is going to be an interesting one, because there are more people generally getting interested in crypto, even though the whole crypto market has shrunk quite a bit, as we know, over this summer because of the ongoing bear market and the economies in general. But people are still interested. People are looking at ways and means of making ends meet, of making better returns on their money. So I think it's going to be fascinating for you. I mean, do you have any sort of particular things that you're going to be doing, or is that something that you're keeping quiet about at the moment as regards to pushing this for Christmas?
Well, we're close. We are very, very, very close. Like, well, first off, I'm going to start by saying, your experience there trying to get someone into crypto that has no idea what it is and just being intimidated and most likely just flustered and confused. I can relate to that. So when I first did this, before Crypt was really a thing, I went to the local mall and kind of did a somewhat of a case study in person to see just what people do and don't like. And let's just say I was unable to give away $75 for free of Bitcoin Cash. All people had to do was sign up for a very primitive early version of Crypt, and they would get the $75, and nobody would do it. And it's amazing. So, but I learned, and I didn't give up. And so what I learned was you have to package it in a way that is simple. If there's more than one like hurdle, if there's more than one step to getting crypto, people instantly, they have short attention spans. They're going to lose attraction. They're going to lose motivation, and they're just not going to go and make the step and just say, to the heck with this. Why do I need it anyway? And so, what we're doing and what we're actually doing this holiday season, coming up on for Halloween, we're going to be releasing, we're going to be giving everyone a new opportunity. And with this opportunity comes a chance to get yourself a Crypt code. I shouldn't say dates. It's very, very soon.
No dates.
No dates. But it's so that's kind of a long-winded answer to your question of what we're going to do. For this holiday season, we're going to be ramping up. We're going to be giving everyone a chance to get involved. We're going to be giving everyone an opportunity to perhaps win a code and really just experience crypto. And the first chance is coming for Halloween. For Halloween, we're going to be releasing. Okay, I can give this to you guys. We're going to be releasing an NFT series. The NFT series is not. It's not like an exclusive club. Like there's only one collection and everyone's got to be a part of that collection. It's more if you want it, it's there and you can get it. And so the NFT series is going to be cool. It's got a lot of new features coming. I'll explain in our upcoming show on the 20th. But this NFT series coming out for Halloween is your next chance to get a Cryft code, which is essentially a digital Cryft card. And that's how we're ramping up into this holiday season here, is exposing anyone for the first time ever to holding a Cryft code as a member of just the general public.
Excellent. What I found interesting as well when I was looking at the project, and obviously looking at this whole idea of that you're doing of gift cards, and I'm thinking now about the digital side of it. Is what surprised me as I was doing my little bit of digging was it is actually a crypto wallet, but obviously you dress it up in your description as being obviously a digital gift card. But I presume obviously it's a fully functioning crypto wallet.
Yeah, pretty much. The our core team and a lot of the mods and some standout individuals in the community have tested it, and everything's going very well. The cool thing is, yes, it is a wallet. We use a decentralized, non-custodial key manager. And so when you go and you get your card for the first time ever, this is your first experience with crypto, you're going to be able to log into the Cryft Cards dashboard with your email. You're going to be assigned a non-custodial wallet, which means that no one person other than yourself has the private keys. And you're going to be able to redeem that card, not knowing what a wallet is or how it works or what crypto is. It's just all going to work. Our goal here at Cryft is to essentially give the novice, someone that doesn't know what it is, the grandma, an opportunity to get into crypto, but not deal with the struggles that we're familiar with setting up a wallet, understanding what a wallet address is, or understanding what crypto is. We're going to be giving crypto out to people, and they don't have to have any idea what it is, and it is a wallet. But it's unlike any wallet that you've ever used, but I do expect it to become a very standard part of the space and how it's done. We're kind of just a little bit ahead of the curve, and it's going to be good. It's going to be really good, and it's a great wallet.
Well, I find that fascinating that you're able to create an individual wallet for someone where the 12 word passphrase, it's unknown to anyone other than the person who's logging in with the card. And I'm absolutely fascinated as to how you've been able to achieve that. I presume it's because it is your own wallet. Is that part of how you're able to achieve that? Because obviously, the reason I'm fascinated, I'll confess, is with what we are doing over in EverReflect with our EverTix platform, is we're looking at ways and means of enabling non-crypto people to buy NFT tickets to hold, obviously, in a wallet, who are basically of that same type of person you just described there, Chad, i.e. someone who really doesn't know anything particularly about the whole space when they first come to it, but to be able to give them, in our case, we are wanting to them to buy an NFT ticket for all sorts of reasons in terms of why it's advantageous, I mean. And having the ability to, in essence, give them, without them realizing what it is they're getting, to give them a wallet that only they can access, that's got their NFT ticket in. That, to me, is a conundrum that I've certainly been trying to get my head round. So I'm intrigued as to how you've managed to do that with Crypt cards.
Absolutely, great question. So it's actually not our technology. It's a technology within the space called Magic Link. And what Magic Link does is when you create an account with them via email, that's the key step, and you should know. It is essentially, it's going to become huge in the space, and you guys, it would help adoption if you used it. And what it does is when you create an account through them, it does not give you a seed phrase. It does not give you a private key, or it does, but it doesn't really display it. What it does is it takes the private key generated, splits it up into many different parts, and distributes it across their protocol. And when the user logs in into their protocol, every single piece of the puzzle gets brought into the centralized area of the individual's wallet, and only the individual logging in can centralize that data for the private key, enabling you to make transactions on the blockchain simply with your email. It's very new, but very, very good for the community and space as a whole. This is really, it's not our technology, but it's enabling us to do the great thing we are doing with Crypt, where you don't have to know what crypto or a wallet is and get going. And so it's a very cool thing, Magic Link. I would look them up, but I expect their technology and things like it to become a very, very standard part of the space. And we're not the first ones to use it, and we're going to be far from the last, but Magic Link it is.
That is amazing. It's something that I've certainly been scratching my head about as to how you can create that secure, anonymous wallet for an individual, but also as well, it's again, I recognise that same scenario as to obviously why this now exists, of to encourage adoption. And this is what we're all about. All of us, I think, that have recognised the need to bring real world utility into crypto is because we want more people to adopt cryptocurrency as a legitimate means of exchange for goods and services, in much the same way as we all support our various forms of fiat. And I always saw that the biggest barrier to that adoption was always going to be the complexity of what is a wallet, how do you create a wallet, how do you add your BNB or your Ethereum or whatever blockchain you're using for investing. The whole concept even of blockchain is enough to blow people's minds. So I think to have this technology actually now out there, I do actually think it's going to be a game changer. Certainly I wasn't aware of it until our discussion now. And I think you're right, as far as adoption's concerned, it's potentially got a huge opportunity to be adopted very broadly by a lot of projects, and ultimately that leads to more adoption by Joe Public. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I think it was when me and Chad did the first testing for the D app with this process. I think it took me a whole 5 minutes to activate my card and redeem my code. It was extremely simple. I was literally baffled about the simplicity and the security of that process. And when Chad explained it to me, I flipped my lid because the process is literally called Magic Link, and hence I'm a wizard, and so it just kind of spoke to me. But also just the methodology behind it, and the fact that it literally goes hand in hand with #everyoneproof. It's so simple that your grandma can do it, even if she has no idea what cryptocurrency is. And that's really the whole drive behind this is being able to onboard people in such a simple manner that it's appealing to anybody.
It really is a game changer, isn't it? And I wish this existed or I knew about it in spring this year, because by helping my friend into crypto, it took a multitude of hours to get them into the whole setting up of a wallet, getting to understand the whole idea of buying BNB, how you use that to obviously buy your cryptocurrencies that you choose to buy. Things that we all take for granted because we're all now accustomed to that and how to operate. And it sort of brought back memories for me of my first venture into crypto, when it took me literally weeks of persuasion from my son to actually even attempt to get a wallet. I was, and I'm a finance person, just so you understand a little bit about my background. I'm very much a finance person, and therefore someone who you would think would naturally sort of take to it. But I just found the whole idea very, very bizarre and off-putting. So I think, again, if this had existed a year and a half ago when I first got into crypto, I probably would have got into crypto sooner. So yeah, I think it's amazing, and the fact you guys have found this and been able to utilize it with CryftCard is just brilliant.
Yeah, it's like the jelly to our peanut butter.
Very much so. Now, with CryftCard, with the gifting, I was trying to work out from looking at your website. It seems do you accept pretty much any form of cryptocurrencies, and it has to be converted to Cryft to go onto the card. Can you sort of just enlighten me a bit more on how that side of it works?
Okay, yeah. So, right now, the easiest way to explain it is, the patent pending. Pretty much what's covered in the patent pending is what it does. And so that's anything from one to many tokens can go in, and one to many tokens or NFTs or anything can come out. And so right now, right now for this initial launch, to limit variables and keep it safe and secure, we're just going to be accepting BNB. So actually, when you look at our chart, you can go look right now, and you go through it, you'll see a bunch of purchases of 0.1111 BNB. And what that is, that's people redeeming Cryft cards. That's another cool part of Cryft cards is when, like, we have a holiday season, Christmas morning, in theory, we're going to see a lot of those 0.1111s showing up on the chart. But to answer your question, anything from one token to many tokens, any token NFT can be turned into or gifted into any amount of any tokens. And it's all blockchain based. There's the cool part about the system, that another thing that's never been done before, is it's just about totally decentralized. In fact, the only centralized part is the internet going into your house and you having to reach it. And so this is really a revolutionary, and it gives me goosebumps just thinking about how the blockchain has become what it is and allowed us to do this, how we're doing it. But anything's possible, and we're going to do as much as we can, and we are giving us as much room as we can afford to expand from not only doing BNB to Cryft, because right now the cards, when they redeem into Cryft and an NFT. But that's not going to stay that way forever. That's just how it is now to get it going, and it's can only expand and get better.
That has to be the most detailed NDA response I think I've ever heard from you. That was fantastic.
Yeah, so if I ask you anything that is actually things that you're not quite ready to disclose, you'll just tell me to shut up.
Chad, the thing is Chad is so excited about what he does and what he has built that it's hard for him to contain it sometimes, and I totally understand, because being along in this process, there's been a lot of revelations on his part, and working with the ecosystem and discovering these new things that are compatible with what we're doing and how they can integrate and make not only our project better, but crypto as a whole has just been a remarkable process.
I understand it as well, that particularly when it's your own project, when it's your baby, and I'm the same with my. I've got a couple of businesses that I own, in the real world side of things, and when it's your baby, you tend to get excited about things, and you want to shout from the rooftops about it, but sometimes you've just got to rein it in and choose your moment. But I totally get, Chad, why you get naturally excited, and you just want to blurt things out, because you just buzz in and you want people to realise just what you're doing. And I feel it a lot more as well currently, because we've all still going through a very long drawn out quiet period, because so many people are, I wouldn't say turning their back on crypto, but they're not looking at it at the moment. They've got bags in various projects, and they've just become tired of the situation, and they're just waiting for this bear to roll over and die. I think we're all waiting for that. So when you're wanting to keep people interested, because you've got so many exciting things happening that they don't see until you actually get there, you just really, sometimes you just want to shout it out and say, look, yeah, it seems quiet, but do you know what we're doing?
Yeah, and that plays into a big part of why we're not as vocal as we were earlier on in, the lifespan of Crypt. And mostly that's because we've been hard at work. Like Chad and the devs have been just going nonstop, day in and day out, to get these development processes done, to fine tune everything so that when we do release it, that it's seamless as possible. And I think they've done a stand-up job at that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say, absolutely. This, you're right. It's hard to hold back and shout it out, and that's why we have people like like you're talking to, Brandon Cryft Wizard. He's a great resource, and because I am not only the founder CEO, but I am I'm a part of developing it. I am part of every single process and do know how every single thing works, and how anything can be improved. And so it gives me great insight. And it makes me very excited. And I am very, very confident that this is something you might not understand until you see it, but when you do, you're going to go, wow, it should not be that easy. And it's and we're so close. We are so close. I just it's hard to spill the beans at this point. We're so close. But yeah, stay tuned. Just stay tuned, and ask me anything. Like I say, I am I am a developer. I am waist deep, head deep in this project, and this I can answer any question anybody here has. As you know, it's an AMA, so ask me anything, even if you think this question is not going to be answerable, or it's going to offend me, or it's going to just be a non-desirable question on my behalf, ask it, because I will answer to the best of my ability, and give it a go. Give it a go. It makes me excited. It makes me think, and it's your questions that make it a better product. Uh, but yeah, I get excited. Thank you, Crypt Wizard, for being the filter.
I love the passion, Chad. I love the passion. I really do. Now, you mentioned NFTs. So, do you want to expand a bit more on that as well? Just what you're doing with NFTs, what you're going to be attaching to them in the forms of utility. You've mentioned as well that there'll be an NFT with the gift cards. So can you give us a bit more information about your NFT side of things?
Okay, so yeah, this is another thing that I every day is a eureka moment, and that's the utility of an NFT. And like you were saying before, like I think you are developing with Ever Reflect. Is there kind of a ticket? So like once it's or a receipt, like Glow's doing, they're going to be having NFT receipts for donations, or it's just a novelty. And so the scope of an NFT is almost endless when you think of just giving something a label. But so my I'm so I see these NFTs, right? Like Board Ape Yacht Club, this and that, these clubs, and not that we don't have our own. Like the image on my PFP is a Cryptopian NFT, kind of a club. But I want it to be more than that. I want NFTs to be kind of like anything anyone can have, and it's up to anyone that has it to decide its value. And it's these groups within the collection coming together and saying, yes, I want this more than that. And it's available. It's not like you had to pay an extraordinary amount of money to get in and get it. I want to look at these NFTs as, I don't know if I don't think you're in the USA, but in the USA, there's the Happy Meals at McDonald's. They probably have them, everywhere. But you get the toy, and one of the biggest reasons adults, people love these toys because they're a collectible, and you can hold them, you can use them, you can show them off. It feels good to collect it. And that's what I want NFTs to be. I want anybody that uses a card to get their Happy Meal toy. And when you get that toy, it's going to be an NFT of various sorts, various capability, various surprises. Like this upcoming NFT is going to have a few surprises packed into it. It's not just going to be a normal NFT. It's going to be the toy accompanying Crypt cards. And when you redeem a Crypt card, you're going to get an official receipt that you redeem that Crypt card. I could even spill another bean of what that would do, but I won't yet. I won't. But so when you redeem a card, you're going to get an NFT, and then that NFT, we know you have it, and so we can start giving you benefits for holding that NFT. And so when you redeem a card, we know it, and you as a redeemer might get other NFTs for free, different promos. You will say, look at Flash promo, come here, use your Crypt card NFT and get this free NFT on any other collection in the ecosystem. And so it's essentially it's what we're doing. And so this next NFT, I feel like I'm saying NFT a lot, but this next NFT is going to be a Halloween NFT. It's releasing very, very soon, and it's not only what it appears on the face. There's going to be much more buried within it, and I'm excited. I'm building it myself, and it's my first true self-made NFT project, and it's going to be cool. Just stay tuned. Halloween, I think, is going to be good, and the rest of this holiday season, lots and lots and lots of NFTs coming.
I find the whole concept with NFTs fascinating. When I first got into crypto, obviously I got to get familiar with crypto, and initially I could never understand the fascination with NFTs. But that was me looking at it from a critical point of view when looking at the more traditional NFTs with, for want of a better way of describing them, images of badly drawn apes on them. And I'm quite an arty person as well, and it offended my sensibilities from an artistic point of view. And I could not get my head round why people were fascinated with NFT. But whilst I haven't changed that viewpoint about badly drawn apes, what has really grabbed me is, and it's a phrase I've used several times now, is that with NFT, what you can do with NFT is limited only by the limits of your own imagination and your ability to innovate the technology to make it happen. There is nothing, in my opinion, that you cannot, one way or another, put into an NFT. And I'll give you just one example of an idea that I've come up with in connection with the NFT ticketing that we'll be doing for events. And that was, I mean, we've not done this yet. This is just an idea that we can explore. But the thought that you could actually get an NFT ticket for a musical event, to go and see an artist, whether that be Madonna or whomever, and that NFT ticket potentially could have a unique track on there, as well as being a ticket to the event that only people that have got the NFT tickets can actually listen to. And that's just one example of so many ideas I've got of what you can do with NFT. So I'm actually quite excited now about the possibilities of what can be done with NFT when you start thinking outside the box.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I've always found that NFTs offer a very special way of being a unique certificate of authenticity to reinforce the ownership of another item, be it crypto or another NFT for that matter. And like you were saying, you can literally are only bound by the imagination of what you think or would like to put into or utilize that NFT for, whether it be to authenticate something else or to accentuate something else, or to offer exclusive benefits, like you were mentioning, putting in a track. There's literally no bound to what it can be utilized for, and we've had a lot of fun exploring the different options of what can be accompanied with NFT and how that relates to the act of gifting.
I think it's a fascinating, exciting period that we're coming into, because I think we're going to see a lot more of this with NFT development, where people are going to start looking at not just trying to give utilities that are particularly crypto related. At what point do we stop getting excited about having a stake in NFT that earns the cryptocurrency that you, for the project you bought it in, or earns your BNB? Whilst that is an interesting, attractive utility, it's not exciting. I find exciting all these other things that you can do with it, and like what you guys are doing, and like what I've mentioned that I'd like us to do. And I've seen as well, there are some projects out there that are already doing music catalogs that you can only get by NFT. So I just think the whole realm of NFT, while people slightly gone off of NFTs in their traditional form. You know, there seems to be some sort of drawback on the market. I think there's going to be a rebirth of interest in NFTs where they are actually being used, as you say, as a form of authentication or giving access to, I suppose, if you like, a real world product or service. So yeah, I think things are going to get really exciting on NFT.
Yeah, I agree. And with that, I just want to redirect the attention that this is an AMA, and if anyone